Did it belch?
You must bounce on it. Crazy style.
It's pretty good. That was really impressive, Nathan.
Crazy style.
Do you think anybody can tell my legs are hairy?
No, I think your legs look nice. You got any pubes sticking out?
No, stop. Nobody should be looking that hard. Somebody's now pinching and zooming.
Gross.
Nathan.
Is it? But doesn't your hand get in the way? Don't you want to like do it like this, or does the hand like help? But so this is just for like funsies. But when you get into it, it's like hand. Okay.
Yeah. It was just funny because you doing it this way made me think of like you were plugging your nose, like you were going diving.
Or just go like this.
Just get in it.
No, like
who needs
just use your face to
just like hook your thumbs and just.
It's so green.
I'm wearing them.
Oh, too bad you didn't have your toenails done green.
Shh. Don't talk about that. Nobody look.
Welcome to another grooming podcast. I'm Kat Graney.
I'm Nathan Austin.
I'm Kathleen Austin.
And I'm Juan Rivera.
First of all, we want to thank today's sponsor for this episode, Aeolus.
Thank you, Aeolus.
Woo!
There it is. Thanks, Aeolus.
Thanks, Aeolus. Okay, so today we have a fun little new game. Katie recorded some sounds of the shop. She's going to play them, and we're going to guess.
We're going to guess. Okay, we're going to guess.
Yeah, you guys are going to guess.
But you can play at home. Just pause.
You guys play at home. Okay, yeah.
No cheating. Listen to the boys' answer.
No cheating.
Are you going to pick a random one?
Yeah.
That face.
Oops, it's on silent again. Okay, hold on. Let me try that one again without hitting the thing.
That was a hard one.
Is that the sound of like a slicker brush going through something? Like a
one more time.
A kind of matted, kind of like with tangles in the hair still?
It's an announcement.
To me, I'm getting slicker brush because the pins are like flicking.
Very close.
Wait, hold on. Wait.
I have zero guess. Zero.
I was there.
You're very close, Nathan.
Was it then a pin brush?
Yes.
Oh, nice. It's that
going through what though?
It sounded like it was going through like a tangle or something. like it was
going through your hair.
You know how like
yeah, it was.
It was going through catching.
But I purposely like roughed my hair.
Tussled it up.
Yeah, you know, like I was taught in the beginning, you know, like you don't just know you're done brushing from the way it feels, but by the way it sounds.
The sounds, yeah.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah, we didn't have any dogs in the shop when we were doing this. So
we forgot.
Okay, we gonna do another one?
Yeah, hold on.
Oh, that's easy.
That's a clipper.
That's a clipper.
Without a blade on it. Or is that with a blade on it? You need all your blades if so. I think it's a... Do it again.
That's a clipper.
Yeah, that's a clipper.
It is a clipper.
It's a 5-in-1.
It's a 5-in-1.
That's a 5-in-1. Okay.
Huzzah.
Good job, guys. That was a softball, though. That was a real softball for y'all. Okay, hold on.
Oh my God.
Oh no,
wait.
did you drop scissors on the floor?
I did record these too, so we can always post them online later as like bits.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was scissors. That might have been. That was scissors. Huh? It sounded very clangy.
Yeah.
Okay, what if I play these two back to back?
Okay.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, that is definitely not scissors, right? That's like a comb or something.
It's something falling on the floor.
Or maybe that's
or
nail clippers. Maybe that's nail clippers.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe nail trimmers.
Okay, I'll play the other one again.
Oh, those were different.
They were different ones, guys.
Okay, that one sounds like a comb. Because it's more metal-y.
It is a comb.
Yeah.
It is a comb?
Good job.
Okay.
It was a comb.
Okay.
Okay. And then the...
Okay, and then the first one,
Or
the
the
second one, I mean.
That one's kind of tricky.
Are they like? They could be scissors, but are they fabric scissors?
They are scissors.
Oh, they're scissors.
They are.
Okay,
But they're your 100-year-old scissors.
Oh, the junk scissors. Yeah.
So they don't. They're all rusty and don't like open and close.
And they're really heavy and yeah.
Okay.
That was 100-year-old scissors, guys. Okay, what about this one?
Oh, that's a comb.
That's a comb along a table or something.
Yeah.
Is it against the table?
It was my finger,
Oh,
my
okay.
fingy. But yes, softball. That was a softball.
Easy.
Okay.
Expert.
Expert level.
Oh, is that like Velcro or something?
No.
Is it? I'm thinking about Jeanette's station.
Well, don't think about it.
That's not going to help
We
you.
have it. It's at every
Everybody
station.
has it.
Is it a? Okay, let me hear it again. I have no idea.
It kind of sounds like a slicker brush.
Yeah, going through something tough. What do you put it?
Is it your hair again? Is it?
No, I wasn't that bad.
No hair. No hair for this one.
I'm gonna say a slicker brush doing something.
No.
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 Okay, I don't
No.
Okay, I'm stumped on that one. That one's. It's just like a it could be any noise.
Okay, if you're
I
still
was tearing something.
if you're still guessing back in your salons or wherever and you don't want to know the answer, then pause. It's tearing cotton balls.
Yeah.
Those were cotton balls?
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
tearing it with
look.
my hands.
Oh, wow.
I would not expect them to make noise.
Yeah. We weren't sure if they were making noise either. Yeah.
Wow. I've never been like, that was a. I've never known. I've never thought about it. The salon is loud, though, but I've never
Yeah.
thought about a cotton ball making noise.
Okay, what about this one?
Is that a table that needs a little bit of WD-40?
Yeah.
Wait, what about
Is that the table going back down?
Yeah.
the first one was the table going down and the second one was it going up.
Nice. Urine
Okay.
can only lubricate it so much.
Yeah.
Okay, what about this one?
Makes all you pee on it.
Oh, that's some sort of spray.
Spritzer.
Yeah, it's a spray. Softball. That was a softball.
It was a cologne.
Oh,
Vacuum.
I think it's a dryer, a hand dryer.
Ellie, don't move the table.
No, Ellie, don't move the table. That's not a dryer. Is that a Dremel?
Yeah, it's a Dremel.
Wow.
Okay. Now that you tell me, I can make it out.
We
Okay.
use the big ass Dremel too.
Yeah.
I think that's all of them.
And that's
The
one of the
heavy
brand
duty
names.
boys.
Yeah.
I wonder if things
Great.
sound different at my salon than your salon. So maybe I'll record.
Maybe.
You next time record
Yeah.
it and then we'll guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That was fun.
That's all of them.
It was fun.
That was fun.
Okay. Imagine if you could teach a dog to do anything a human could do. What would you teach your dog to do first?
The dishes.
To feed itself
No.
responsibly.
You know, most pet parents would probably say brush themselves.
Yeah.
But I would say pick up their own poop.
Yeah, clean up after themselves.
But not eating it. That doesn't count.
But
My
That's
dog
okay.
already picks up its own poop.
Yeah. That would be what about like instead of just shitting outside, they just like shit on a toilet. So
Yeah.
they don't even
I
don't
think-
even have to go out.
I like
and
that.
pee. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Poop
pee
and pee.
on the toilet.
I
That's
would
a pretty
love.
good one.
Okay, I'm going to steal your answer. I think I would love for them to go into the toilet.
Yeah.
What about speak?
Okay, but number 2 would definitely be to do the dishes. I hate the dishes.
Our dishwasher's
Dishwashers
been
is
broken for like 2-3 months. The
Oh
motor.
no.
So I've been washing it by hand.
Okay.
Ugh.
Our dishwasher died
Ugh.
like 5 years ago, and we're intending on updating our kitchen, but it's not going to happen for a while. But one of my great aunt passed away, and they had a brand new dishwasher, and so we got it, and now we have a dishwasher again. Also, today you notice we're wearing a lot of green.
We are.
Because it is St. Patrick's Day, the day of my people.
Top of the morning to ya.
Top of the morning.
Wait, actually, I guess the better noise for that would have been for the
rainbow.
leprechauns. Oh, and the rainbow.
And the
Okay.
rainbow. But anyways, so today we're gonna read some fun facts about some Irish breeds, just because we're dogs, and these are a lot of dogs that not a lot of dogs that we see in the salon, but these are dogs that require grooming, and maybe you get some in your salon.
Yeah.
So who wants to go first with their Irish breed?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Nathan.
With one of Nathan's
he's gonna
favorites.
Knock it out.
Dip the toe.
The one I have is a Kerry Blue Terrier.
Surprise, you got that one.
I know, I had to give it to him.
Kerry Blues are born black, but they turn gray or blue, as they like to call it, by 18 months. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer, a little bit faster, but they should all turn gray.
Well, really, after they turn 1, though, they can't show unless they're showing signs of bluing out, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Showing signs. They don't have to be fully blue until
No, but
18
just
months.
showing signs. The judge has to be able to see that they're showing signs of changing color.
Usually it starts with their body, I would say, or their feet sometimes.
Yeah, and the Kerry Blue Kit Terrier, it was and is an all-around farm dog. So they used them for ratting, they used them for hunting, retrieving, water retrieving, and they were the all-around farm dog for their location. A lot of people think they're just kill things, but no, they actually work along with their owners and the farmers and stuff. So very cool, very cool.
They even did some herding, which I found interesting.
Yeah, I would like to see that.
Yeah.
And in mythology, Kerry Blue Terriers' origins have given rise to tales of leprechauns and shipwrecks and other fun stuff like that.
Shipwrecks are fun.
They're so great.
Well, I found it, when I was looking up the facts, I found it interesting because obviously they're from Kerry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ireland. But the leprechauns, and I was like, oh, and it said like fanciful creatures, and I was like, that's cool. I love some mythology.
Nice. Very cool.
Me next.
Okay.
The Irish Terrier is one of the oldest terriers. And during World War I, Irish Terriers served as messengers, sentinels, guard dogs, and ratters. They were nicknamed the Mix or Paddies and were known as daredevils for their bravery. And only all red terrier now. Oh, there's only a red terrier now, but they used to come in other colors.
Yeah, they used to come in like grays and blues and stuff. But
I did not know that.
now they're
I didn't know that
now
either.
they're the only red terrier there is, like all red terriers.
They're so
Found
pretty.
it. They are. I love their coats.
Yeah.
The Irish are good for redheads.
Yeah. Synonymous.
Yeah, you want to read one?
Yeah. Okay, so I have the Irish Setter, and
Another beautiful redhead.
The Irish Setter that we have now, right? It comes in chestnut, mahogany, and red, but there is also the red and white Irish Setter, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they do come in both technically, but they're separate breeds now.
Yeah, back in the day though, all Irish setters were
They were the same, yeah.
They were the red and white ones.
So, setter is a type of dog breed to locate game birds by using their keen sense of smell. The setter shows a hunter he's found birds by setting down on his belly. Before the invention of firearms, setters worked in tandem with trained falcons and hunters using nets, which would be freaking cool.
Yeah.
I would love to get an Irish setter and a falcon because I've always wanted one and go out a hunting.
Let's
For
be
what?
clear.
I don't
a
know.
You would prefer an owl though.
An owl, yes. Somebody get me an owl. Stat. If somebody gets me an owl, I will just wear it.
We
every
can't have
episode.
an owl.
Stop. Yes, I can. Okay. So I realize now this says 11, but I read Elvin, and I was like, Elvin Irish Setters? That's so cool.
Katie's favorite.
I was like, I want one of those. Okay, 11 Irish have won the sporting group competition at Westminster Kennel Club over the years.
Usually it was just saying how they're one of the slowest matures, like both mentally and physically. So it makes a lot of sense. If you've met an Irish setter, they're kind of
They're a little
spacey.
dopey, but I like
But
them.
I like it. But they make really good family dogs because they're very, their dopiness kind of makes them fun and make you laugh.
They
lot.
like don't know how to use their limbs for a while.
I feel like they all talk like this a little bit.
Yeah, I think all spaniels
all
are
the
like that.
setters, yeah.
Just like
All spaniels.
Yeah, that's true. Sporting dogs in general.
Yeah. All of them, Goldens go through the labs, So I have a Glen-of-a-Mall Terrier. So they're all around dogs. They were used like a lot of the Irish breeds were just kind of all around farm dogs. They are kind of small dogs. They're like squat and have little legs, but they could easily defeat 40-pound badgers. That was one of their things they killed. They're bred to kill not only badgers, but foxes and rats, of course. But they would also herd sheep and cattle.
Nice.
I hear it a lot in the dog show where they're sitting up on their hind legs looking all cute and adorable. But their little legs they use them for turn spit dogs. So
what is that?
So they would like to move things like rotisserie.
So you know how they used to do like horses where they'd hook them all up, or like mules or different things, and like they would go in a circle and it would like turn a rope, and the rope, it would like a pulley system, and it would like move other things.
So they would actually put them on like giant hamster wheels, actually. And like they would turn like rotisserie, like a whole pig. Or, to turn fowl on the things to help them cook. So they would
cook the meat.
They would help the hunters hunt, and then they would to help turn the meat and cook. And I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, super cool.
And
hopefully they got some at the end, right?
I'm sure
they did, because otherwise
they got some meaty legs.
Yeah,
they could just run all day.
Yeah, to me, they're not the cutest.
They're not the cutest.
They're oddly shaped, but works great for turn spits, right?
Yeah.
They were also bred to be silent hunters, and they rarely bark, which I love in a dog.
Well, so if you're
the poor badger just gets snuck up on.
If you're somebody who's looking for a dog that's super quiet, not too big, but not small enough to break, and it's got that terriery like look that you're going for, that's your dog.
Yep, and so they are a hand strip breed, but they don't need to be stripped like often.
It's not the same.
It's not like a rolled coat, right? So basically, they just kind of outline.
It's more like an open coat.
Yeah, and they're a newer recognized breed, not super new, but they were recognized in 2004. So that's newer of all these breeds, because a lot of these breeds are more ancient.
And they just added this to the competition. You can actually start using this in the hand stripping this year, I believe, in the category.
In competitions. I don't know, just like Irish Terriers, I don't know how competitive they'd be in the higher levels, but definitely in like entry and intermediate, they probably do well.
Yeah, for sure.
I have an Irish Wolfhound, reminds me of Jovi. They are the oldest of the Irish breeds. Irish Wolfhounds is the tallest, of course, of all AKC breeds. Once fearless big game hunters capable of dispatching a wolf in single combat, would also hunt deer, elk, and boar. They are near extinction. The breed nearly became extinct in Ireland in the late 1800s due to the famine, the extinction of the wolf, and the practice of giving them to visit nobility.
So they often gave them to people who would come to visit, right? They would give them to kings and queens and stuff like that. And they're actually featured in a lot of artwork because of that. They were, you see them alongside kings and queens often because they're big, large, powerful dogs.
Looking.
And, they were given a lot to nobility and stuff. So in Ireland, they became almost extinct in their homeland, basically.
Oh, yeah. Get at the giving them to visiting nobility.
Yes.
I read that weird. I was like, that doesn't make sense. Thank you. Yeah. They also are hand stripped, and as beautiful as they are, they have short lifespans. They only live about 6 to 8 years.
Yeah. So that's something to keep in mind if you want to add one to your family.
The bigger the dog.
Yeah.
Live big and die
the
fast.
Thing that but the thing that because we've talked about this before is like we talked to a breeder and he was like, yeah, but they don't spend like years and years being like feeble and sick and like slowly dying. It's like one day their heart gives and then they're done. And so it's, in some ways that is kind of a blessing.
That's better.
Obviously,
Liberty was dying for like 10 years.
We get a lot of those in the salon that you're just like, oh my gosh.
The old dog forever.
Yeah. So pros and cons, you know. Okay. So then my last dog is the soft-coated Wheaten Terrier, which we love. Nathan groomed several.
I love a Wheaton.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny because this is a fact that we were just talking about the other day, but they actually have 2 coat types, an Irish coat and an American coat, which is heavier. So the Irish's coat is silkier and wavier because we actually have an Irish coat in our salon. Just one out of all of them.
I remember when she first started coming, we're like, oh, this coat is so improper.
Yeah, we were like, this is never going to grow in. What is this? And then we learned more and we were like, oh, it's an Irish coat. So it's silkier and wavier. And then the heavy or American coat is really thick and full. And so that's what we mostly see in our salons today.
I just knew that like a few months ago because someone made a post on Facebook about like, oh, that's a nice Irish coat. And I was like, what?
Yeah, I didn't know. I thought they just made that. You know, I would say there's a lot of things that I've contradicted in my past learnings to now I hear. Remember that one who came in and had been shaved all those years and his coat became tough?
It became wiry.
Yeah, we had one dog come in. It was like, it looked like a huge Irish terrier.
Yeah.
And we're like thicker boned and bigger. And we were like, and she was like, no, this is a soft coat Wheaton Terrier. And we're like, no, it's not. It was bright red and hard coat. And she was like, yeah, it's been getting shaved like its whole life. And it just, instead of, it was like the opposite.
Yeah.
And because normally we hand scissor soft coated Wheaton Terriers. And so because it was getting clipped, it was like pulling coat as it was being clipped and it made it wiry.
Yeah.
And so it's very interesting that it had the opposite effect where normally we say don't shave a wire coat because it'll make it soft.
It kind of seemed like an Irish, like a bigger, bulkier Irish Terrier.
And we thought we were like, she's crazy. And then we asked a few people and they're like, nope, it could happen. And we're like, what? All right.
Or like the dog can like get sick or something or like something can happen.
Well, I mean, when a dog
to
gets like a traumatic like injury, sometimes their hair will grow back a different color.
I see that a lot in doodles.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my lab had like a growth removed and it grew back, that spot grew back white just because it scarred that color and that's the way it grew back.
So it says the Wheaton was bred in Ireland for over 200 years to be an all-purpose farm dog whose duties included herding, watching, and guarding livestock, and vermin hunting and killing. They share a common ancestry with the Kerry Blue Terrier and the Irish Terrier, but were not owned by gentry. In Ireland, they were commonly referred to as a poor man's wolfhound. The soft-coated Wheaton Terrier received the nickname poor man's wolfhound because people in Ireland were prohibited from owning hunting dogs, such as Irish wolfhounds and beagles. Interesting.
Yeah.
Aw.
And they're
What, the
like,
nobility
you're
were like-
poor. Sorry.
You're poor, you get
You
this
get a
dog.
Wheaton.
But
Sorry.
but
We
yeah.
love them anyways.
Yeah. I feel like they have softer personalities than a lot of the terriers though.
Oh yeah. We
Yeah.
get them in and they're usually really chill.
Yeah. Okay, the last one is the Irish Water Spaniel. It is the tallest and the oldest of the spaniels. Their coats are water repellent, and they have webbed feet because they were used to retrieve fowl from the water. But it is like a double coat. I couldn't find a ton of facts about this breed, but I've always found them interesting.
I think they're super interesting.
Yeah.
But I read another romantasy, and the person is in Ireland and they have an Irish Water Spaniel, and I thought it was really cool detail.
You know, I don't know a ton about them, but they seem like an interesting breed. Like I may consider owning someday. I've seen them more and more in the grooming ring too.
Yeah. I think they're cool.
yeah.
Stop making that face, Nathan.
But I found it interesting, but you know, they had the loose curls, right? And the top knot is supposed to be like flowing, right? But they got that smooth face, but then they got the rat tail like the Bettys.
I know, I don't like that.
But there are more Irish breeds as well, but I didn't write the beagle, like the Kerry beagle, they call them. And the border collie. You know, obviously known to herd sheep. But I did the ones that groomers would.
Yeah, I didn't know most of these, so thanks.
Yeah.
Border collie, I'm surprised though. I didn't know.
So now we are going to do a would you rather.
Yeah, so we've been getting
Yeah, this
this
time's
is-
a little different, right?
This is a new segment. I mean, we've done Would You Rathers before, but we've reached out to a few people, so this should be a recurring thing for us. So we're going to have other people give us Would You Rathers.
Yeah.
That are not here. So nobody else has heard this one except for me. So you guys will find out right now what the Would You Rather is.
Hello, I'm Bina,
Huh?
and I have a question. Would you rather work by yourself? And I don't mean alone in the place. I mean, it happens in mobile, but also at the shop, wearing your headphones or earbuds, just listening to some kind of crime drama? Or would you rather work in a salon with lots of people and talk shit all day?
Thank you, Pina.
Okay,
Thank you, Pina.
First of all, Pina, hello.
Hi,
Yeah. Hi,
Cool.
Pina. Thanks for the submission. We appreciate you.
Second of all,
We know what Nathan's answer is.
I would definitely rather be in the salon just talking shit all day. That's my vibe.
For sure. I agree.
I just like to sit around and
even working on the mobile 1 day a week. Like it's nice a little bit, but I couldn't. It would drive me crazy. Just not being able to talk to people or interact with people like that other than like the clients.
I go back and forth. I enjoy working by myself because when I'm around a lot of people, I like to be in the conversation, and I know that it'll slow me down. I just know I'm going to be slower if there's more people around. I also feel like working alone, while I do enjoy it, I feel like there's not another groomer in-house to like keep me in check. Although Ronnie loves to pretend he's a competition judge and grab my finest comb. And I'm like, hey, are the ears even? He's like, I don't know. And he'll like grab it and just, so I kind of have another groomer there, but I would love to have another groomer to just like talk shit about too. Because Ronnie, as much as he loves me and supporting me, he doesn't love grooming.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's hard to like,
it's not his passion.
Yeah. We don't
And then
really,
if you want to talk shit about him, you can't talk
right.
about
So
it.
I just text the group chat.
Yes.
So when that Ronnie's not in.
Yes. Yeah.
But I do miss working. I feel like I get my fix coming here and hanging out with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And talking shit here.
Yeah. I don't think I could work alone on a regular basis for sure. I enjoy, and I think it matters what kind of a team you have, right? Because like I love our team. So I enjoy my days and talking to everybody and chit-chatting and like gossiping and blah, blah, blah. But I do enjoy the days that I'm out on the mobile by myself and it's just quiet and a little bit more relaxing. Or if I am feeling stressed out or overwhelmed, I will put my headphones on and listen to something. But then I always get sucked back out, which is good though, because instead of sitting around and sulking or like freaking out because I'm maybe behind or whatever, I have other people to like help me and support me. And like, then I feel much better because then they're like, well, what can I do to help you? Or, you know what I mean? So they help me like get out of it. And so I think for me, I would obviously prefer to have people around. Yes, it's nice to sometimes have that quiet and just be me, but mostly 90% of the time, I want to chit chat and hang out and have fun.
Well,
It makes the day go so much faster.
Sure.
When I'm in the van, I will generally listen to like public broadcast, like radio and stuff.
NPR.
Or NPR.
Old
Like,
man.
I think
Yeah, I
the
was
Bay
like, it's
Area,
on every time I'm in there. I'm like,
the Bay Area, we have KQED, right? So as I'm grooming, I'm like, oh my God, the world is fucked. You know?
so he's just in there constant, more stressed.
Just like
Freaking himself
super
out.
stressed out. Yeah. But and then I'm like, this is great. No.
Maybe that's why you don't even like the mobile as much.
Well, I will say I did mobile for a little bit. I think I did it twice for maybe like 2-3 months each. I tried it twice. And I feel like working by yourself in mobile is lonelier than like when I worked by myself before Ronnie came. I don't know if it's just because it's like a smaller space, so you like feel it more, or you're like out on the road and it's just you. I don't know, but
You're just in this little box.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, driving around is the best part of it.
get a break in between.
Yeah. So like, but then when I'm there and I'm just like in the mobile by myself, it's not a vibe.
You know, when I'm on the mobile though, I was on the mobile the other day and I actually had a full schedule and I only did 4 dogs, but I felt so much more tired than I did in the salon because I feel like you're moving more, there's more space, you know, and the sitting just makes me tired. If I'm driving to another place or something, I'm just like,
Well, we have so much traffic here. So
Yeah.
it's not like,
Oh, yeah.
5 minutes and you're at the next location. It's a half an hour between each one.
yeah.
So like when me and Nathan used to do mobiles, we would listen to an audiobook. So then we'd put the audiobook on while he was driving and I would half the time pass out because I'd be like comfy and warm just listening to the words and like I already read the book, so it wasn't a big deal, you know?
Yeah.
But
ACOTAR usually. So we're like driving on the freeway. All of a sudden they're getting freaky. I'm
And
like,
I'm just asleep. Been there.
Well, we want to thank our sponsor today, Aeolus. We actually have found out a lot about this company and how wonderful they are. Katie, you told me that they were part of, I don't know if you guys watched Nathan's story about Steve the squirrel that Lindsay Dickin found down in the dog holding area, the most dangerous place a squirrel can be.
A little baby,
a little baby squirrel.
Was it last year?
No,
Or
it was
the
the
year
year
before?
before.
Yeah. So they found the rehab center and they transported him to the rehab center for us. Because we were all busy competing and getting ready for awards and stuff. And they even paid for 2 months of his rehabilitation.
His poor little baby squirrel.
And so
rehab.
Becca, she's with the company as well, and she said that she checked up on him, and they said after he was released successfully that he would come back like once a week to like check on the people for a while.
That makes me so sad.
I know.
No,
So he was happy
Steve.
though. I don't think he comes back anymore. So I'm sure he's probably made babies and moved on with his
Yeah.
life. So
He's a
very
hardworking
cool.
squirrel.
He's like, thanks for the help. Bye.
Yeah, I thought that was so cool though when I found out that. I was like, thank you so much. Like I just found that out and that was
Like
over
2
a year
years.
ago.
Yeah.
So
Almost 2.
very,
Well,
very cool.
Yeah,
So
you know,
thank you.
they
We
weren't
appreciate
like-
that because I was worried. I was like, what if this rehab center like just puts him to sleep or
Or cuts his little head off.
yeah, same thing. I was trying to be nice. So I was glad to know that like they were for real.
And they actually sent us an awesome dryer to try out.
Yeah.
This is the Aeolian.
Can you
Yeah.
see this, guys? Oh, look at it. It's so cool.
It's
got
an
a
Alien GT2.
It's got
Yeah.
a Westie on it. I love it.
My
We know
phone-
we're terrier people.
My phone
so.
read it to me as a unicorn. When it auto reads you things, and I was like, it's not a unicorn, it's a Westie. It's so cute.
When I learned about it, I was like, oh, it's a single speed dryer, but it's actually really powerful.
Yeah,
Super
It's
powerful.
a single motor dryer, but it's practically as strong as a double motor. But it's nice
Yeah, it is.
because
Yeah.
no, it really is. We've been using it. And it's nice because when you do need to replace your carbon brushes, you don't have to do double. It's just
Yeah.
one. So maintenance is cheaper.
I think it's going to replace us as a new travel dryer because it's lightweight and it's compact.
As far as I can tell, the voltage won't trip.
Yeah.
It's
It
not
is a
gonna
lot lower than a double dryer. The amperage is a lot less.
You should not trip anything. And like if you were to plug it in a hotel room.
I was reading the specs and before I had like put it together because I read the instructions on everything.
The only one of us.
And I was like, oh no, they're magnetic. Like, oh, they're gonna fly off. They are like strong.
So strong.
Like you can't, like you have to like
But I also love that because I hate. Not I
when
don't
they like
hate
fling.
them, but they fling off and shoot you or the dog
Or the dog, yeah.
and then you try to get the little plastic bracket to hold it together.
Oh, and they
This
also
doesn't have that.
Yeah,
And
and it's also double thick.
It's double walled, and so it's got these little holes, so it
It
actually
doesn't heat up. It stays cool.
The nozzle itself stays cool, so that when you're drying, your hands don't get hot. And then same thing, they send it with one of these cool dryer sleeves, so that
Ours is
you're
hairy already
not-
because we were using it in the shop.
And to me, like to me, that's like the kiss
Hey,
on
we
top.
like it.
You know, like the at the very end is it actually has a heat element in it.
Yes, it has a heating element, so you can have it on a low dry setting and turn on the heat, so you can still stretch dry your dogs.
Which is great for traveling for competition.
Yes,
Because a lot of the little tiny dryers, like I have this like cool air one, and it just doesn't have the heat to it, so I can't use that as a stretch dryer. So you have to bring a second one. But I find it awesome. It's lightweight. The hose is really compact. Like it stretches out when you use it.
This dryer here, they're going to do $50 off of the GT2 Westie dryer for the whole month of March. You can use code TheWestieWin. I'll put the code here. So go ahead and purchase this dryer because it is fantastic. And not just this, they are also doing 15% off anything green and rainbow.
Oh,
So they have
Yay.
rainbow combs, they have like green shear holders, they have a green dryer, they have rainbow like table mats. There's a lot of stuff you can get on sale.
this dryer also includes the dryer, the hose, the sheath on it, 2 nozzles, a flat and a round one, and they're both the magnetic ones. And it retails for $199, which is
does
Wait,
it really?
what?
Retails for $199.
For how powerful this is and for it being that small, I was expecting it to be.
I thought
Like
for
300 or
sure it was
400.
going to be more than
Yeah.
that.
I checked the website. It's $199.
We're going to be stocking up on some dryers for sure.
Yeah, no, I really love it. Their mission statement is to help people in our community build long-lasting legacies using our products as a tool to do so. So something I think that's really cool about Aeolus that most people probably don't realize is that they do vet stuff, breeding stuff, grooming stuff. For us, like the fact that they do vet stuff and breeding stuff, freaking cool.
Well, and show stuff.
Thank you, Aeolus.
Thank you,
Aeolus.
We're going to talk about some bad bosses. Have you guys ever had any bad bosses?
Have you
I've-
ever had any
I've had a
bad
couple.
bosses out there, people?
No, I'm just kidding.
Let us know if you've ever had a bad boss out there.
So what's your experience about them?
Are we name dropping or no? No, right now.
No, just say.
So after I was starting at PetSmart, I was very, it's all like policies and procedures and everything's by the rules. So after
With a huge book, here's your binder.
yeah,
study list.
after PetSmart, I went to a mom and pop spa. It was like a pet resort and spa. So there was this boss there who would, I don't even know how to, she was just horrible. She would like she would call us. So there's caller ID, right? On the, at the place. And she would call us from her house and be like, I'm at the Chamber of Commerce and I'm at a meeting right now. I won't be able to come in for like a few hours or whatever. And we were just like falling so behind, and she
Picking
was just
up her
running.
slack.
She would just walk around with like a coffee cup, but with no lid. So she was just like sloshing everywhere. It was just, the coffee was just like running it
Oh
was
my
just,
God.
it was a horrible
This is at
time.
PetSmart?
No, this is after PetSmart.
After.
Oh, okay.
So
Little
this lady
private
traumatized me so much, I actually went back to PetSmart after this experience. I was like, I need order
Help
in my
me.
life. And she was just I do appreciate how horrible she was, because it made me like, okay, what do I need to do to get out of here?
Yeah.
Kind of a little
I
fire
need
under
to
my
be
ass
better.
to like, and that's actually, she's the one that made me decide I cannot work for people. I have to be my own boss.
Yeah.
I need to do this. So let me go back to PetSmart, make tons of money, and then open my own shop. So she's actually,
thanks for that
thank you, lady,
motivation.
because she's one of the reasons why I now own my own business, because I never want to work for someone like that.
So
She
did
was
people
just the
just come
worst.
up behind her everywhere she was, like mopping up after her?
Yeah, no, she would tell us like, oh, excuse me, there's some coffee right here. And it's like, bitch, you spilled it.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing right now? Just freaking wipe up your own
Yeah,
mess.
I did not.
Terrible.
I'm trying to think. So PetSmart, we went through several managers, and some were either like super strict or they didn't give a shit, and they were like had no like guidance for anyone.
Yeah.
But none of them were like super memorable, because I wasn't there for some of the ones you guys were. But then we were also managed by like the store manager, and I remember we had this one. So there was like a chain of command, obviously. So there was the salon manager, the store manager, and the district manager, and blah, 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 blah. But this one district manager, he was just really weird. And I don't know why, but they always said, this always stuck out to me, but they said when he ate french fries that he would not eat the tip that he touched.
Oh, yeah.
He was a severe germaphobe. So
I remember that.
Is his name?
yes.
Yes.
And he like would be
That's so
so
funny.
weird about the salon and stuff, and he like wouldn't touch it. But like the French fries, I was like, that always stuck out to me about.
He was nice though, wasn't he?
Yes,
was
but
nice.
he was a germaphobe.
super germaphobe,
Yeah.
super.
Wait.
Super nice.
Was he the
Super
gay?
nice.
He's gay guy?
Bald,
guy.
short.
Bald gay guy, right?
Yeah.
He's the guy that caught us, me and Katie, making out in the back.
A district manager caught you guys?
It was this guy, I remember. He's a white guy, right?
No,
Shaved head?
that was a regular store manager. This was the district
He was the
manager.
district
He would
manager.
only
Okay.
come in for every couple months.
I remember that, but I just don't remember what he looked like.
Fun fact. Now that we're talking about him, he actually so I was in talks of becoming an academy instructor when I was there, but this was right. They were still figuring out the whole traveling academy thing. Remember how like I think now they're called like DATs or whatever, but back then it was like not. They hadn't figured it out yet, and they're like, "Hey, would you be interested in like?" And I was like, "Yeah," and then I ended up leaving. But he was super nice.
He was always really nice, but he just always stuck out to me. Out of all the district managers we had, he always stuck out to me. He wouldn't actually come into the salon that often because I think he was scared of us.
We
But-
I was gonna say, we had a boss there. Are you done? Or you want to talk more about him?
No, I was going to talk about a different bad boss, but go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So I had this one boss. It was temporary because the business was like sold and stuff. and she was just really creepy, and she would like get in your personal bubble and freak you out. And
I mean, it's you're around people. Was she like a salon manager or like everywhere?
she was like the owner, kind of. She was everywhere, but she would always be in your personal space, and it really bothered me like a lot because I like my personal space, but she would like ask you weird questions, and it was just creepy. I don't want to say too much because
yeah. She listens. She's a fan. Just kidding.
Probably. I wouldn't freaking doubt it.
We got to remove this part, but yeah, she probably stalks us. Yeah, so I don't want to say too much, but that's like the only bad boss I really had.
So we had a boss. She didn't start off bad, but like it's just funny story that way in like our relationship.
Funny, haha.
Our relationship deteriorated rapidly. Like towards the end, like it was not a good relationship. But for like a long time, they were like going to the gym all the time, and that's great, right? And working out. But then they would be like telling Katie, like, "Oh, you show a lot of cleavage," or you know, like I like to dress modest. And
yeah, she would be like, "You're not very modest." And do you think that's a good example for your children?
I think women should be modest and not so loud.
Women should be modest.
Yeah, and then come to find out though that we were down the street at this.
You should leave out as many details as you can.
Well, we were down. We were with a mutual friend, and come to find out that she was cheating on her husband.
That's not very modest.
With this guy for like 2 years.
Not very modest.
And like this guy's just telling us all this. And we're like, oh my God. But it's just funny how the people that like talk about that type of stuff.
That judge you for something.
Well, she portrayed herself as very like classy and like, maybe I'll use a different word. She portrayed herself as very like, you know, upper class. And, you know, so the way that I dyed my hair or piercings and tattoos and immodest clothes. But I'm like, I married the second guy I ever had sex with. And I've never, you know what I mean? We've been together for almost 20 years. So I don't know what your definition of modest is, but mine's a little different than yours, I think.
Well, she also did a bodybuilding contest and wore bikinis on stage. So,
yeah. So it was just, you know, because it was definitely something that this was when I was younger and my kids were a lot younger. And so at the time I thought like, am I doing, you know, it would like make me second guess myself. And then I had to remind myself like, no.
Oh yeah. She'd ask me about it. Well, what do you think? Do you think I'm dressing to this or that? And she would only tell me these things, you know? But so it's just freaking funny, you know, like fucking bitch, you know. But whatever, you know.
Obviously, I decided to just be me and not worry about it.
Yeah, but you know, maybe they're happy now. Obviously, they weren't then.
I feel like having bad bosses made us really good bosses.
Yeah, I'm sure I didn't have that many bosses because grooming has literally been my only job.
Like I said, at PetSmart, we went through a couple managers, but yeah, I've only had a handful.
Well, there was like 2 years at PetSmart where we didn't have a salon manager.
No one wanted to do it. They're like, nope.
Well, because they didn't want to pay anyone their stipends.
Yeah.
Because you guys were killing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fremont was fucking busy.
Fuck Fremont.
We were always winning.
What was the name of the number? The store number was like 13
I don't
something.
know.
1430.
1430, baby.
We were 1418.
No, I'm kidding.
Damn.
I have one more
Okay.
boss. So this is my very first boss, my very first job.
This wasn't grooming.
No, but it was like this. It was like this tweaker guy that my mom. It was like my mom's friend.
Surprise.
And my mom's like, "I got you a job," and I'm like, "Sick." And I just got in this dude's truck, and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna drop you off at this house, and you're gonna. I'm gonna show you what to do." So they take me to some house, and like I don't know where we're at, and they give me a shovel, and he's like, dig a 6-inch trench 1 foot deep around this whole yard. And I was like, I think I was like 15. I'm like, what the hell?
You got a working permit?
No, I didn't have any of that. So like, I'm just digging, and I'm like literally there all day long digging, you know? And he's like, you're too slow. I've never did a job like that.
Yeah.
You know? He comes and he's like, I'm not going to pay you no money if you can't dig any faster. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. And his like, the other guy that worked for him was this like another tweaker guy. But this guy had like
no
crazy...
wonder they were digging so many holes so
Dude,
fast.
This guy had like crazy tweaker strength. Have you seen anyone with tweaker strength before?
No.
Drinks.
So like he starts swinging this fucking shovel so hard and fast, and like the shovel is just wide enough to dig the trench, and he's digging this trench in this house faster than I've ever seen anyone dig a freaking trench, and it like freaked me out because he did in 5 minutes probably what it took me like a half a day to do. And he's just like, he's making these noises. His eyes are super dilated, like wide open. He's whacked. And he's just like, digging and shit. And he's like, you see? And he's yelling at me. And I'm like, dude, I got to get
Like, I quit.
And I stayed for a couple more weeks. I think he paid me once.
You think how fast he can bury a body.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's probably how I got so good at it.
Yeah, well, the next week, me and I got my friend to work there with them too. So I just basically conned him to come along with me. I'm like, this sucks. Come with me. So he comes along, and they have us digging up this stump in someone's yard.
No, I hate digging
And
stumps.
I'm like, this thing isn't coming out of the ground. And me and my friend, we're not like in bad shape, right?
Yeah.
We're using an axe. We're digging up all around it. And we're like, we're there, I think 6 hours, and the boss calls, and we're like, we can't get it out. And he's like, hold on. And he sends that guy, the tweaker guy. And he comes, and I swear to God, he comes, and he's already super sweaty. He comes and shows up. Yeah, I don't know how he got there. He must have ran there. But he shows up.
Shirtless, probably.
Yes, he shows up in the backyard. He's got he's got like American flag bandana tied around his head. And he's like, give me that. He like takes an axe, right? I swear to God. And he makes the most like throaty grunts as he's swinging this axe. He's like, and he hits
Arnold.
he hits the stump maybe 4 or 5 times and literally squats down and rips the stump out of the ground. Yeah, I swear to God, this happened.
This is impressive.
Yeah,
I'm
that's super
watching him.
strength.
I'm like, oh my God. And me and my friend are looking at each other like, well, you don't know us anything. You don't know us money no more. Don't kill me, please.
No, it's
You know?
fine. We'll pay you. How much do
Yeah.
we?
He ended up going to jail a couple days later.
You don't say.
Yeah.
You don't say.
He went to the bar, and I seen him because he showed up to work the next day, and he's like on a motorcycle, and he's like, this is my bike. How do you like my bike? He's like, I built it. I built it from the ground up. I'm like, wow, man, that's actually pretty sick. It was a Harley. And then he goes to jail, right? He just stole the Harley from someone at the bar. And then he's going around telling everyone that he built it.
Built it from the ground up.
That's so funny.
Nice.
Wild.
Classic meth head.
Tweakers. Okay. Anyway.
Thank you so much to our sponsor, Aeolus, for sponsoring this episode. We really appreciate you. And we will catch you next time on our podcast. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.